tough one, but we have to talk about it. Asking all the parents to listen up right now. A tragic story out of St. Louis happened over the weekend that left 2 children dead. And has many people asking, how could this happen? 12-year-old Paris Harvey and her 14-year-old cousin, I hate messing up people's names, especially they passed away, and a 14-year-old cousin who also last name Karan, probably Harvey, I think that's what it is, were at a relative's house for a birthday party when they started live streaming at 2 a.m. Saturday morning. In the video that has now gone viral, it shows the pair playing with a gun in the bathroom. The gun fired while Paris was holding it, accidentally killing her cousin, and seconds later Paris picks up the gun and fires it again, killing the 12-year-old as well. The police are calling this a murder-suicide. However, the family claims that it was just a freak accident that could have been prevented, and hope someone's learn from this. This is terrible. On the line right now, we have a good friend from Birmingham Police Force and hit TV show, The First 48. Y'all give it up and show your love for Detective Chris Anderson.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, Chris, good morning.
Good morning, brother. What's going on? How y'all doing, family?
Man, we good, man. We happy to have you, man. This is such a tragic story when having a gun and kids under the same roof. What is the safest way, to store your weapon? And what are your thoughts on this? Started off.
Man, this is tragic to say the least, man. And I want to send my condolences and prayers to the family because they have lost not one, but 2 children.
Right.
And it's going to be a long road for them. But as far as the safest way to store a weapon from kids, it kind of depends on the ages for me. For your younger children under the ages of 7 or 8 years old, I say keep it unloaded, keep it locked away or in a lockbox inside of your house. At any age above that, I say it's time to expose them to the dangers of guns and start teaching them then about gun safety.
Right.
Well, Detective Chris, what about those who say that they need fast access to their weapon in case of a break-in or something?
So there are several manufacturers that make lockboxes that you can keep a loaded weapon locked away and yet be able to gain access to that weapon with the press of a button or your fingerprint. And on my Facebook page, I'm going to post some recommended lockboxes on the page today.
Okay. So you say about after the age of 7 is when we should start having these conversations with our children. I'm a mother of 3. I have a 2-year-old, an almost 4-year-old, and an 8-year-old. So what does that conversation look like?
Oh, man. So, I think it's all about the maturity level of your children, honestly. And I have actually, a kind of personal story that I have. The way that I was taught about gun safety is most of y'all know I followed my mother in her footsteps into police work. And when she was issued her department weapon, she knew that she would be keeping a gun inside of our home. So it was then that, she started teaching us about gun safety. So when I was about the age of 7, I think my older brother was maybe 9 years old, and my youngest brother, he was 6. So my mother is a mother of 3 also. So she took us out, and she taught us about guns and how dangerous they are and how dangerous her gun was and that we should never play around with it. And then she made us stand behind her and watch her as she shot into a bottle. I think it was like a 2-liter bottle with water in it and things like that. And we were able to see not only the damage that these weapons cause, but also hear the noise. And it taught us that it was the combination of those two and our mother talking to us that made us realize and have a healthy respect for that weapon. And we never, ever touched her weapon. And I did the exact same thing with my kids growing up. So it's just learning. We have to teach our kids a healthy respect for these weapons, especially if we keep them inside of our homes.
Detective Anderson, what would you say is the number one gun safety rule that should be in the house?
So I'm going to give you 2 of them, actually. I'll give you 2. You should treat every gun as if it's loaded. You should never, ever put your finger on the trigger or point a gun at anything that you are not willing to destroy. And you have to put it like that when you talk to your kids about it, because they have to understand that this weapon will destroy whatever you point it or pull the trigger at.
Wow. Does it make a difference if the gun has a safety or not, Chris?
Well, yeah, it makes a difference, but we have to understand that safeties are just a mechanical component of a gun, and they shouldn't be relied upon in order to make a gun safe. The only safe gun is a gun that's handled safely by the person that's using it.
Wow. Man, thank you, man. Chris, as always, you're always giving us so much information. Thank you for coming on this early in the morning. Let everybody know how they can follow you.
Yeah, so you can follow me on all social media at Detective Sergeant Chris Anderson. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. You can follow me on any of those. And like I said, I'll be posting more information about this, because we need to learn more about gun safety, because this should never happen to any of our children.
All right. Hey, Chris, I got one more question. That guy, back to this, me and Rock T obsessed. Chris, how much time did that dude get for blaming that car thing on his mama? How much time did he get on first? How much time did he? Because you had to go to court, right?
No, man. He actually pled guilty to it, man, and I think he ended up because of his history. I got to research that, but I want to say he pled guilty and he ended up getting about 20, 25 years in prison.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Chris,
and it was the finger for me, fellas. It's always been the finger. You know, when he started coming back to the door to call me, when he started pointing up in the air like, "Oh, I got something for him now, man. I got to tell him this, boy. I got it."
Chris, let's go down there and see him, Chris. When I come home, let's go down there and see him. I just want to talk to him. Chris, can we ride down there and talk to him, Chris?
Oh. Hey, man, I'll see if I can get it set up, dog.
Yo, mama?
Chris, do people be blowing you up north talking about how me and Roxy we just...
So I need to get a T-shirt made, man. I really do need some T-shirts about your mama.
Yo, you going out of all of... I've been a detective for some years. I've heard a lot of stuff. I've seen a lot of stuff, and I've heard people pass blame on a lot of people. But your mama... Boy, I would take that one to my grave, boy. That's my favorite episode of First 48, boy.
Classic.
I fell between the couch and the coffee table. I was laid out on the floor, Chris. Hey, Chris, next time you come on, I want you to tell us that story with that dude driving down Airport Highway. Why you had to pull him over? Why he said he was speeding? Remind me to talk about that, right?
All right.
Y'all give it up for Chris Anderson, y'all.
Yes, sir.